Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rubylee B and I am a self-mastery coach where I help twin flames to heal and to master themselves along that twin flame journey. And so today I wanted to talk about how has my past experiences in life, how that has prepared me for this twin flame journey that I am now on. And so one of the ways that my past experience has helped me navigate this twin flame journey, especially in the beginning, is that immediately when I was feeling all of the feelings and having the obsessive thoughts about my twin flame, I had to restrain myself from doing all of the toxic things that I could have done. I had to restrain myself from operating, or should I say, from exuding toxic behaviors because of my past, because of past relationships that I've been in, people, men whom I, been involved with. And in my younger days, I, was very possessive and obsessive, that's the word, when it comes to the men that I was interested in, right? And because I have been there, right? And I know how that feels. And so and I know the rabbit hole that can take you down. When I was feeling all of those strong emotions and strong feelings towards my twin flame and wanting to reach out and yearning him and craving him and desiring him in a way that I've never desired any man before, I was able to, like I said, restrain myself from flowing in those energies. I had to restrain myself from exuding toxic behaviors, because even though those emotions were strong and powerful, intense, but I did not allow it to overtake my logic. And so in some unique, weird way, I was able to still operate in this place of logic. And like I said, from my past experience, I had to draw on my past experience a lot. And so I knew that, hey, I'm not going to chase him, in a toxic way, because I don't like how that makes me feel, and I knew that will send me down this rabbit hole of going nowhere. And I was already in a place in my life where I was already in a relationship with my now ex. I was in a 10-year relationship. I was at the tail end of that 10-year cycle, and I was seeking ways to get out when I met my twin flame. And so because of all the things that I've gone through in that particular relationship and past relationships, had just really prepared me and helped me to navigate this whole twin flame experience. And so the most important thing is that I had to know my dark side, know how possessive I can be. I had to know, how obsessive I can be. And like I said, that was the thing that has helped me to move with some sort of skill and some sort of strategicness, because I knew that going crazy and looking crazy and doing all the things that, you know, some of the twin flames do, right? Not having any self-control over you and allowing your emotions to drive you to these places where you are looking crazy and you're doing crazy things and you're doing the toxic things, and it just sends you down this rabbit hole of really going nowhere and creating even more trauma, even more hurt, even more pain in your life and in your world. And so, like I said, it was my past experience and my past relationships that I've been in. And so because I've done all of the crazy things in my younger days, when I was like 18, 17, and in my early 20s, you know, I did all of those crazy things. And even when I got with, you know, I call my ex-daddy. When I got with daddy, the reason why I call him that is because he's actually is old enough to be my daddy. He's about 22 years older than me. So I just call him daddy, okay? And so when I got with daddy, you know, even in the beginning of that, I was doing a lot of crazy, you know, things, you know, especially if I felt as though he's out here, you know, talk to other people and doing different things. I would do crazy things to find out and just, anyways. But because of those experiences and me, you know, going through all of the things that I've been through, you know, the going through the emails and and just really, you know, doing some really toxic things, I just knew that I didn't want to end up in those situations that I've been through already in the past. And so I thank God that I met my twin flame later on in life and not early on in life, you know, because like I said, you know, I had time to experience all of the things that I needed to experience, that has really helped me to really navigate my way with some sort of strategicness, mindfulness, and some sort of logic, right? Versus just allowing my emotions to just run rampant and me, you know, leaning into it and doing all of the things that's not going to get you any closer to the result that you want, which is union with your twin. And so that is it. That is my little, it wasn't exactly a story, but that was my little message on, you know, how has my past have prepared me for this twin flame experience. And I'm sure your past has prepared you for this twin flame experience that you are now having. And so I want to hear from you. And so I want to hear your story on how has your twin flame experience has prepared you, how your past relationships and life experiences has prepared you for this twin flame journey you are now on. And so if you would like to book a one-on-one consultation with me and Express Thyself Healing session, you can email me at anewyou555@gmail.com, and I will be glad to support you and help you in love. And so that is it. I will leave you in love. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone, and welcome to A New You, where I help twin flames to heal and to master thyself along thy twin flame journey. My name is Rubylee B, and I am your self-mastery coach. And so today I wanted to talk about the blessings that the twin flame journey has brought into my life and into my world. I feel like, especially when you do research online about the twin flame journey, there is a lot of negative things that is out there about the journey. And yes, the journey is hard. It's not easy, right? Yes, it requires you to do a lot of work, a lot of inner work to heal yourself, to transform yourself. But however, this journey has brought so many blessings into my life and into my world. And so one of those blessings is that before I came into the knowingness that I was on this journey, that I was having this experience, I was so confused about love. I remember being in my 10-year toxic relationship, just confused about love. And I remember during that time, like wondering, how do I know whether or not I'm with the right man or not? Like I used to be so confused on how do you know if you're with the right person or not. And when I met my twin flame, you know, instantly I knew that he was my husband, and there was no shadow of a doubt. And as time has gone on, right, you know, I was convicted that this is my husband, you know, and I started to see my partner at the time in a completely different light, because when I met my twin flame, I was still in a relationship, a 10-year plus relationship that I was seeking to get out of. When I met my twin flame, I was seeking to get out of that relationship, right? And when I met my twin flame and I went through my spiritual awakening and I went through my transformation, and I felt this feeling, this gut feeling within myself that this man right here is my husband, and the love that I felt for him instantly, that has not gone away, that is still within me, taught me that when it comes to real love, true love, when it comes to knowing who your husband is, you will know, right? You will have a strong conviction about it. You will know. It's an inner knowing. It's not an outer knowing. It's not an outside thing. It's an inside thing. It's not an outside, if he does this, if he does that, if he tells me this, if he tells me that, if he tells me he loves me, then I know he's the one. It's none of that. When I laid eyes on my twin flame, it was like sparks fly everywhere. A whole volcano of emotions just erupted from my internal being in such a powerful way. And so, yeah. And so that is one of the ways that this journey has helped me. And so, like I said, when I, knew who my husband was, like I said, I started to look at the man that I was with at that time in a completely different light. And it gave me the courage that I needed to eventually kick him to the curb. And so, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Rubylee B, and if you like this video, please remember to click those thumbs up, leave comments in the feedback section, and I will leave you in love. Bye-bye. What a terrible thing to be on the path of transformation, ascension, and to never ascend, to never learn your lesson. What a miserable existence that is, to be on a journey where you're supposed to be transforming, where your soul is supposed to evolve, but you never get on that path. And so if life seems to be extra hard for you at this time in your life, maybe there are some lessons that you must learn that keep showing up over and over and over and over and over again. You keep missing the mark and not learning the lesson. And so it's better to ascend. It's better to allow your soul to do what it came here to do, which is to evolve and ascend. You want that for yourself. You want to set your soul free. So do it. My name is Rubylee B, and I am your self-mastery coach, and that is my message for today. Bye-bye. not everyone is here to evolve, ascend, grow. There are people that are meant to be babies all of their lives. That's why you have older people who still act like babies and see things in a very immature way, that seem to never learn their lessons in life, because that is the experience that they come to have. They come to be babies all of their lives. And so just let them be. Don't try to get a soul that's meant to be a baby all their lives to evolve, because it just may not be a part of their life's journey. I am Rubylee B, and that is my message for today. Bye-bye. You can love whoever you want to love. I have no problems, no issue with interracial love. But however, just because they do things differently and it feels different does not necessarily mean that it's better. It's just different. My name is Rubylee B, and I am your self-mastery coach, and this is a new you, where I help twin flames to heal and to master thyself along that twin flame journey. And that is my message. Bye-bye. Hello. This is Rubylee B, and I have a really quick message for you guys. There is nothing wrong with embracing other people's cultures. But there is something wrong when you think that just because another culture outside of your own does things differently, and just because it feels differently doesn't make it better. I am Rubylee B, and I'm your self-mastery coach, and this is a new you, where I help twin flames to heal and to master thyself along that twin flame journey, and that is my message.